Hey, what's up guys? This is Sohan and you are watching your Technical Spark channel. Friends, in our Symantec Endpoint Protection Manager series, today I am going to demonstrate GUP server configuration, which is Group Update Provider. So what exactly Group Update does? Let me just very first explain you if in case you are not aware. So we'll just open EMS Paint, okay, so that I'll be able to demonstrate in better way. Okay, perfect. Now let me just maximize this. So let's say here is your Symantec SEPM server. Okay, so let me just type the SEPM name here. Okay, so this is our let's say SEPM server. Perfect. So now what exactly happened, guys? Say SEPM get the definition from, it could be your live update server, okay, live update server LUA, or directly from the Symantec cloud. Right, so this could be the possibilities. Now what exactly we have to do here? Let's say you have one of the office, and this is your DC. Okay guys, just try to understand, my pending is not good. So let's say you have a couple of office. This particular office is in India. Okay, India, IND. Now let's consider you have one office into the Dubai. Correct, Dubai. Okay, perfect. And another office you have in, let's say UK. So as per standard practice configuration, what happens, guys, this particular system which is available here, there are total two possibilities. It can directly go to the internet and download the definition. Okay, so this is your internet and it can download the definition. Correct. Or another way is it can download the definition from your SEPM. But let's say here you have approximately in UK location you have, let's say, 500 endpoints. Okay, and in your Dubai office, let's say you have 1000 endpoints in the office. So what happens when these all thousands machines go to the internet? Let's say even 1 MB of download, so your 1 GB of internet is going to be utilized, right? Or let's say it's going to download the definition from your this particular data center. Okay, so is going to use hell lot of bandwidth. So in this situation, the best way is to configure your GUP server. So GUP server is like you have any system or server, okay, which is standalone or in a working machine. Okay, so you just in which SAP agent is installed, but the only concern here is you will have to make sure that it has at least 2 to 3 GB of free space. Okay, and that system should be online 24/7. This is the only prerequisite. So I'm just hoping that each and every system has the Symantec agent, which is SAP agent, Symantec antivirus install. So you can make any of that system or server as a GUP. Okay, and then once that machine updates, then what exactly happens? That particular machines serves the definition to all the system which is available in that particular network. Okay, similar to this. So you can Dubai location, once you configure the GUP server, it will download distribute the definitions to its local agent, so it won't go to the internet or SEPM server. All through for the status report, like okay, whether this is updated with the latest definition or not. For that it will definitely go to your SEPM server. Let's say you have started your machine, so what it will does, initially it will go to your SEPM server, it will report the status, okay, with their current definitions, whatever it is installed. Then SEPM will recognize, okay, you are not up to date. Let's say you last time you have started your PC on Friday, so that time your PC is up to date. But when you start your PC again on Monday, you are behind 2 days, which means you are missing the definitions for the 2 days. So you should connect with your local GUP update and take the definition. Then that system will go to this GUP update server and download the definition. Once download is complete, then it will again report to your SEPM server, okay, hey, I'm up to date. So that's how the GUP things works. So let me show you guys how exactly you can configure your GUP server after one small intro video. Hey, welcome back guys. Now initially let me just show you how exactly we can configure the GUP server in this particular our SEPM server. For that, let me log in SEPM server with admin credential so that I'll be able to demonstrate all the things to you. And once you are logged in, you can directly jump to the client. Okay, and this time guys we will have to play around with live update policy, right? So as you could see, right now I have a couple of this particular policy, which is this standalone policy for technical Spark. But when I go to the servers, app servers, you guys will see this particular policy is inheritance. So while you configure the live update policy, one thing guys you will have to make sure that, okay, let's say you have a particular DC server which has a separate VLAN. The IP range for this GUP server is, let me just change the view, network information, and let's say this particular my server has the IP range of 192.168.0.10, and in, let's say, just consider here also I have same IP range, but you can consider here you have multiple IP ranges, right? Multiple subnets. So when you compare GUP server and if it's going to take the definition from the different VLAN, then network communication has to be allowed. Okay, so the GUP server normally works on the port number 2967. Okay, so that particular port has to be allowed. It's a TCP port, guys. Okay. Now let's say I'm just considering in this just imagine guys, in this particular DC server, let's say we have 200 servers, okay, and I want that 200 servers or 200 systems should take definition from its local GUP server. So for that, what we will do, we'll just make this particular DC workstation, or you can say server, as a GUP. So how exactly this can be done? So very first I'll just remove the inheritance. Okay, now what we have to do, we'll have to click on the live update, and since we are going to configure live update for this particular location, so what you can do, instead of editing the shared policy, you can create one non-shared policy, so that whatever the changes you are going to make in this group, okay, this is servers are only limited to this group. And if you click on edit shared and do some changes, then same changes will be applicable to all other groups wherever this particular policy is shared. So I will just go with the create non-shared policy, and here under server setting, okay, earlier we have already seen how to update and how exactly this management server updates, how to configure your live update server, right? Everything we have seen. But this time what we will do, we are going to click here, use a group update provider. So simply tick that and click on group update provider. Now guys, in this group update provider we have three options. One is multiple group update providers. So what exactly it does? So when you click on this particular things, here you can provide multiple IP address, guys. Okay, so let's say you can add 192 in that particular group. Let's say you have 500 systems, so you can mark 2 to 3 servers or 1 or 2 servers as a group update provider, and you will have to mention their host name or IP address. Okay, once you are done, simply click on OK. And in the second scenario, what it does, guys, explicit group update providers for roaming clients. Okay, so let's say you have multiple subnets. So when you are going to add the add that particular subnet here, so here basically initially you will need to mention your subnet, okay, network ID. It could be, let's say, 192.168.0.0. Then if you want to add the subnet mask, then that is also you can add like 255 like this. Okay, and then here you will have to mention the IP address, okay, of the system which you would like that particular system to work as a group update provider. Then once you add the details, then what will happen, whatever the subnet which you have mentioned here, okay, from that subnet all the system will try to take the definition from this group server which is you are going to mention here. Okay, and it's going to communicate on the port number 2967. Hopefully this second option is also clear, guys. Now for this video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this because my environment is slow, very small. I just have SEPM server and DC server, so we will not be able to do a testing. But anyways, I'll show you how exactly you can configure the GUP server and where you can check that. So let's click on this single group update provider. And here I have already mentioned my IP address 192.168.0.10. Okay, this is the IP before address. You can enter IP address or home, anything is fine, and click on OK. Rest of those things we are not bothered about, but if you are having some network related issue, short bandwidth, then yeah, you can definitely consider this to change the settings. Once this is done, click on OK and again OK. So that's it guys, our policy has been configured. Now let's wait for this particular policy number to get changed. So currently it had been changed. The new policy version is 615. So since we are already done with our configurations, so what we will do, we'll go to this particular server and validate the configuration. Okay, and we'll update the policy to the 615. Now let's jump to that particular system. Okay guys, so this is my client machine. Let me very first open our Symantec endpoint agent and check the policy. So currently it's 570, policy number 570. So before we update the policy settings, what I'll do, I'll just open this particular path, okay, because where it will show you whether the group update settings has been correctly configured or not. Okay, so let me just very first open this and show you what exactly inside this information is containing. Okay, so this is the information right now it's showing. Okay, there is no group update provider information is available. So we'll simply update the policy here and wait for this policy to get changed from 570 to latest one. Policy has been requested guys. Now let's wait for, the policy has been up to date 615, right? So now let me just go to this particular our file explorer, refresh the page, and we'll open this group status updater again, and you can see your GUP server information is got added here. Now going further, let's say you have 100 systems in the same policy and where the same live update policy is applied. All those systems will take the definitions from this server. Okay, so this is how you can confirm all through. There is one more folder is get created which is shared updates, and in that particular folder all the definitions are getting, or signatures are getting downloaded, or you can say dat files which will be distributed to other agents. So next time when you guys do the live update, it will take the definitions from your nearest that particular group update provider. So this system will become now group update provider system. Okay guys, so that's how basically it works. Now let's go back to our SEPM server. So guys, now hopefully you have understood how exactly you can do that, and all through we are also going to create one dedicated video on the reports part also. So where in that report also you will get to know that which system is downloading definitions from which source. Okay, it could be your live update server, SEPM server, or a group update server. So all your queries will get addressed related to reporting in our that reporting video. So that's it guys, I hope you guys have found this video useful. Okay, and if so, please click on the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe, because guys, I'm seeing so many people are watching the video but they are not sharing supporting me. So please support my work by clicking on like, or share your feedbacks in the comment section, and make sure that you have enabled the bell icon so that when the next time when I upload video, you will guys get the notification. So that's it in this video guys. This is Sohan signing out. I'll catch you in the next amazing video. Till then, bye bye.